Did you see that? One move, both Pokemon gone. That is Espeon, and most people have no idea that it can do that. What's going on, everyone? My name is Saavage, and today we're talking about one of the most underrated Pokemon in Champions right now. And I promise you guys that by the end of this video, you are going to look at Espeon completely different. So here's the problem. Everyone talks about Espeon for Magic Bounce, and yeah, Magic Bounce is great. It reflects status moves right back at whoever tried to use them. Thunder Wave, Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, all of it just comes right back. But if that is all you think about Espeon, you are massively underselling it, because Magic Bounce is not the reason that I am running this team. Here is what Espeon actually does. It comes in, it sets Psychic Terrain, and the second that terrain is up, Expanding Force stops being a single target Psychic move, and it becomes a spread move that hits both opponents at the same time. Both of them. And it hits harder because of the terrain boost on top of it. So in one turn, Espeon sets terrain and it threatens both of the other player's Pokemon. That is not a support Pokemon, that is an offensive threat wearing a support costume. And the players who do not know this coming in, they find out the hard way. So let me run through the set real quick. Psychic Terrain, this is move number 1. This is your job, right? So you come in and you set it immediately. Everything else will flow from this. Expanding Force is move number 2. This is your weapon. So under terrain, it hits both opponents and gets boosted damage. This is the move that makes people panic once they understand what is happening. Your move number 3 is Dazzling Gleam. This is your answer to Dark types, because Dark types just laugh at your Psychic moves otherwise, and Dazzling Gleam hits them for spread damage instead. Protect is move number 4. Non-negotiable. Espeon is fast, but it's not tough. Protect keeps it alive long enough to actually do its job. And the ability here is Magic Bounce. Every single time, no exceptions. Synchronize is not worth running here. The item to use is Focus Sash, because one big hit can end Espeon's whole turn before it even moves, and Focus Sash makes sure that that doesn't happen. It survives, it sets the terrain, it fires off Expanding Force, and that is the sequence. Focus Sash protects it. Now here's where it gets really good. Pair Espeon with Hawlucha. Hawlucha with Unburden under Psychic Terrain becomes one of the fastest and most dangerous physical attackers in the format. So now the other player is looking at this. Espeon threatening spread psychic damage on both sides. Hawlucha threatening to clean up anything that survives. Which one do you deal with first? That is the trap. There is no clean answer, and when the other player has and Dragonite, they also love Espeon but for a different reason. Psychic Terrain blocks priority moves like Fake Out from hitting your grounded Pokemon, and that means that physical attackers get cleaner, safer turns. Espeon is not just helping itself, it is making your whole team harder to stop. Alright, so I am not going to pretend this thing is perfect, right? Dark types are a real issue. Dazzling Gleam helps, but Espeon is leaning on its partners to handle the heavy dark pressure. Ghost types are also a problem. Espeon cannot just punch through those on its own. And if the opponent brings a flying type or something that ignores terrain, Expanding Force goes back to single target and a big chunk of your damage just disappears. So your team needs to cover those gaps. Build around Espeon properly and it feels amazing. Throw it on a random team and expect it to carry, you're pretty much going to have a rough time. So here's what I want you guys to take away from this. Most terrain setters in this format do one thing. They set the terrain and then they get out of the way. Espeon does not do that. It sets the terrain, it fires spread damage, it bounces status back. It is doing 3 things every time it hits the field. And it is doing all of it from a Pokemon that is ranked number 140 in usage. 140th. That means most players are not running into it, which means most players are not prepared for it. And that is exactly the spot that you want to be in. If you are building a Psychic Terrain team, run Espeon. If you are not building one yet, maybe start thinking about it. If this breakdown helped you guys out, please hit the subscribe button. I will be covering more Pokemon Champions, more games that I play, shooters, etc., and whatever else I am playing. I'm Saavage, and I will catch you all in the next one.